All right, welcome back, everyone. So we're going to take a quick look at the save the date for IAE 2024/2954 release that's coming up. Obviously, the Polaris is going to be good to go, so looking forward to have that added to the fleet. And there's a couple other ships here I want to go over as well and see if we can just spot all the different ships that are going to be made available and maybe see if there's anything else that is going to be made available. But I think at this point, most of them are pretty well known. So obviously with the Polaris here, that'll be ready and good to go. We also have the Starlancer Max, which will be made available. The Terrapin here, I don't know if this is the regular Terrapin or not. I've not seen the light bar that we're going to see here in a bit, so I suspect this is a regular Terrapin. We have the C1 here as well, the Vulture. Nothing really major here stands out, and a lot of these same ships are going to stay along with it. There is the Intrepid, but I don't actually end up seeing the Intrepid at the end of the day in any of these frames in a meaningful way. So looking here, a lot of the same stuff. This does appear to just be the MSR, so I don't think this is, unless they yeah, it's too big compared to the Starfarer here and the Mole in order to not be the MSR with the turret and stuff on top. We have the 600 here. A lot of these ships, again, 890, Reclaimer, a lot of these will stay in frame throughout. This one kind of stands out a bit that I didn't notice before, and I could do this all day, and unfortunately I don't want to do it all day, but trying to find each little ship, although here's the C2 and I didn't see that initially either. I don't know, I don't think there's enough go on. This looks too big to be anything like the, there's a Caterpillar down there as well. So continue through, there's going to be a C1 here and an A1 here, but what's out of frame, or they just bring it in temporarily later on, or cut it in, I think, later on when they're not, it's not really flying with others, is the Intrepid. So we'll keep an eye out for that. So it is going to be on New Babbage, so where they're making the way from Port Tressler down to New Babbage. So a couple things of note here, there's going to be a number of Hornets. Obviously these are the F8s here, which have the notable, like near the cockpit, extra like wings or whatever. I think they have a name for those particular type of wings, but I don't know the technical name for them. We have the C1, A1 here. Again, out of frame somewhere is the Intrepid, and we'll notice that here in a bit. Here is the F7. These are possibly Mark IIs. They are dark in color, so it's possible they're Mark II Ghosts, but it's hard to say for sure. What's coming in frame now, though, I originally thought could be another particular possible Hornet, but they do appear just to be Gladiators. So I think there's just Gladiators going through the frame there. I only noted that because there's no F8C. I thought they were F8Cs originally. Then I was like, oh no, they're probably another F7 variant, Mark II. But they just appear to be Gladiators with the bent wings. So there's no noticeable side wing things I was referring to before. And as they get out of frame, you can see there's a bent wing here. So yeah, probably just Gladiators. And then we're going to continue to go planet side. This doesn't appear to be anything different than a regular Fury. I was thinking maybe it could be the Fat Fury. I think the Guardian is what it's called. But if you compare it to the M50 here and the or the other Origin ship here and the Polaris hangar, it looks to just be a regular old Fury. I always like the layouts of all these different events they have going on. Again, still only seeing the C1 here. This is Starlancer Max, the Reclaimer, and then we have a Zeus, obviously. So here, this appears to be the Intrepid. I mean, it could be the C1, but I don't think so. Because here's the C1 here, and that's not the A1. So this, again, it appears to be off to the left of it maybe the whole time. I don't think it's in there the whole time. I think they bring it in specifically for this shot because I have not seen it in any other shot. Be on the lookout for it if you want to take a look for it, but this is the A1 here. Clearly it's much darker, and the C1 is in frame with the Intrepid, so it's clearly not the C1. The question is, where is it in frame the whole time this is going on? And I just can't find it, no matter how hard I try. Here's the Sulin, which is fine, and then we're going to go here. This is the Medical Terrapin, so this is the Dock Turtle. It's got the light bar here. It almost appears red in this hue, which is kind of cool because I wasn't sure if it's going to have anything special going on with it. It still has a gray, but this almost looks red on the outside here. So I don't know how much red it's going to actually have with it. Ooh, interestingly enough, these are the extra turtles down here. So the other turtles must have been regular, or at least could have been regular Terrapins. So much like the Intrepid, it looks like they kept it out of frame until they were ready to show it. So they're like way in the back, it seems like. But that's it. You know, again, going back to take a look at this picture of this Terrapin, I think this could be the regular one. It's hard to tell. I'm not seeing any extra lights, but these could be light bars here. I'm not really seeing any. Oh, no. Wait a minute. We're stumbling upon stuff here. So this looks like the MSR still. I don't think we have found the Intrepid. This looks like just regular MSR, which is unfortunate because it's got the top turret, which is not really an Intrepid, but you can see the red here. This looks like the medical Terrapin in the background. Now, this is not the medical Terrapin, I don't think, but this surely is. So I think there's a lot of red here, a lot more red than I actually expected. So if you see on the top here, on the top of the frame, you can see there's some red. Unfortunately, there's not much to go off of. I'm going to go frame by frame. This is even a better look as it is right before it leaves the frame. But yeah, this looks to be the medical. Actually looks pretty good. Almost dark, black or dark gray. It's either black or dark gray with red like that. Looks pretty good. But again, I'm worried about the price point in this one. I don't think it's going to be super competitive. Maybe they'll have a tier 2 bed in it, but I'm looking forward to be disappointed on how much it's going to cost compared to... some people will justify it, which is fine, but I think it's going to hurt the sales. It needs to be much closer to the C8R pricing. In between the C8R and the Cuddy Red would be nice. That's pretty much it. Again, as we close out here, I want to wrap this up quickly as I'm going to go into the schedule, but you see the Cutlass here. I mean, this is probably a Taurus or something like that. One of the Connies. Nothing to really go up. There's a bunch of Terrapins down here as well. Maybe MSR here. C1, A1. Again, the Intrepid's like well out of frame. This is the M50 and the Fury that were in frame before. Possibly the other guys are up here somewhere, but these are probably Gladiators as well. Here's the F8s. F8 and some other ships. There's the 600I. The Zeus, of course. There's the Vulture. Star Lancer Max. So I can't quite tell exactly what's going on up here, and then there's the Mole. But yeah, this will have all of this in hand, I suspect. We go here, we take a look down, and here's the schedule. So this is the same video here, as well as some other notes. Obviously, it's mentioning the players to be ready to go, which is good. Now, I expect actually the players to probably be ready to go within about a week's time, possibly in PTU, but I don't have a way to really, can't hold my feet to the flame on that one, but I suspect we'll see it maybe possibly a week from now, but otherwise it'll be in 2 weeks. That being said, Crusader's up to bat first. I suspect they'll have a starter pack for the Intrepid. That'll be probably the go-to starter pack during this whole time frame. I wonder how it'll price. It needs to keep itself pretty close to the Titan, I think. Otherwise, it's going to get too close to the C1 Spirit, and it won't be a reason to go for it over the C1 Spirit. And then we have Aegis here. I did go to the PTU when they had Aegis out. Nothing really of note there. They had the Idris as a hologram, as well as the, I believe, the Nautilus, which is the mine-laying ship, I believe, at the end of the day. Nothing really major going on here. Mariah and Mist going on here, which will be nice. Star Lancer Max will be out this day at least. I would expect to see that on the floor, which would be really nice for people to take a walk through it. Moving on here, well, I don't know if we'll have any update on the Guardian here as well. Excuse me, going on to Alien Day here. I'm not expecting to see anything major here as far as Alien Week's concerned. RSI, obviously, I would expect to see the Polaris on the floor here and really shining, as well as at the end of the finale day too. I expect to see the Polaris out. Will it be rentable? Maybe. Probably not, but I mean, if they want to sell more, it's possible they might have it to rent for people. That way people will want to buy it more. Hard to say. Argo, Consolidated Outland, Grey Cat, some of the other smaller makers here. Don't expect any major updates from any of these. Nothing really standing out as potentially being released for these. We have Drake here. Again, nothing major of note here that I suspect to be coming out. I do think that the Drake, there is that video, or the captures they had before. They have that ship that looks like it has Cuddy, it has Corsair wings, but I don't think we'll have any update for it at this point. Origin, again, I don't expect any major updates from Origin. I don't. If any of these I'm mentioning, they won't have updates. It would definitely be some kind of surprise that I'm just not aware of or thinking of currently. Anvil, I expect obviously to see the Terrapin here. We might also see some Mark IIs. If they don't have the Mark IIs ready, with the recent updates they've done to the stealth gameplay, I would expect to see stuff like the Hornet come out. But if they don't do that, it should be ready by the Fleet Week, but that's still months away, right? That's middle, like at the end of first quarter next year. So if they want to hold on to that and keep those stealth updates live till then, that'd be pretty wild. So anyways, I would expect to see possibly some sort of Mark IIs coming out for this. And then finally the Best in Show, which again is just some paints largely. And then the final for everyone to take a look at all the different ships here and to rent them all, which would be nice. This is where I got started with Star Citizen. I'll probably do a State of the Game video. I also have a Misk Fortune video coming out, and I want to kind of describe how big a deal that's going to be with the Ironclad. I think that's should be a really interesting conversation around the capabilities that salvaging in the prospector size ship will be, with being able to use in tandem with a carrier gameplay of the Ironclad. So we'll have that discussion after this video. I just got to put it all together and wrap it up. That's pretty much it. So again, expect to see the Polaris, Starlancer Max, Medical Terrapin, Crusader Intrepid, and possibly a couple Mark IIs, if not at least one Mark II, possibly just the Ghost. Anyways, thank you all for checking out the video. Feel free, I'll put this link in the chat, but this is obviously the top go-to RSI posting right now, or link. It's going to be, right when you go to the RSI site, it's going to be the top dog that first shows up there. Anyways, thank you all for checking the video. Catch you all next time. Peace.